What's up, everyone? Subscribe my channel Car Hub, because today we're diving into one of the most fascinating chapters in Ford's performance history. A car that stood apart from the muscle machines of its era. Not because it had the biggest V8 or the loudest exhaust, but because it was engineered to be different, precise, and forward-thinking. I'm talking about the 1985 Ford Mustang SVO, a car that was way ahead of its time, blending European-style performance with American muscle in a package that didn't just scream speed, but whispered sophistication. This wasn't your typical Mustang with a burly 5.0 under the hood. Instead, the SVO packed a turbocharged 2.3-liter four-cylinder engine, delivering around 205 horsepower, which in 1985 was no small feat pair that with 248 lb-ft of torque, and you had a lightweight, agile pony car that could embarrass plenty of bigger V8s at the stoplight. Ford's Special Vehicle Operations team wanted to prove that performance wasn't only about displacement, but about balance, technology, and smart engineering, and the Mustang SVO became their showcase. Now let's talk styling, because you could spot an SVO from a mile away if you knew what to look for. It came with a unique dual-plane rear spoiler, functional hood scoop, and flush-mounted aero headlights that gave it a modern and aggressive face. Those offset hood scoops weren't just for looks. They were functional, channeling air into the turbocharged motor that made this car a true sleeper. Then you had the unmistakable 16-inch alloy wheels, wider than the standard GT wheels, wrapped in performance rubber to keep this Mustang glued to the pavement. Ford wasn't just building a straight-line drag car. They were building something to take corners, something that could go head-to-head with European performance coupes like the BMW 3 Series and Porsche 944. And when you look at the suspension upgrades, Koni adjustable shocks, stiffer springs, and a limited slip differential, you start to realize just how serious Ford was with this project. Inside, the Mustang SVO was equally special. You got sports seats with enhanced bolstering to hug you during hard cornering, a leather-wrapped steering wheel, and a unique instrument cluster that emphasized the turbo boost gauge, reminding you this wasn't just another Mustang. The interior had an upscale feel compared to the GT, with details that catered to the enthusiast who wanted more than just raw power. They wanted refinement, control, and a sense of connection to the road. Every element inside this car told you it was built for the driver. And in 1985, that was a big deal performance-wise. The SVO could run the quarter mile in the mid-14ths and hit 0 to 60 in around 7 seconds, which was highly respectable for the mid-80s. But beyond the numbers, what made this Mustang shine was its balance. Unlike the nose-heavy V8 models, the lighter turbocharged engine gave it better weight distribution, sharper turn-in, and a level of handling that truly separated it from its peers. You didn't just drive an SVO, you experienced it. Every spool of the turbo, every gear change from the 5-speed manual transmission, every push into the corners made you realize this was a Mustang built with brains as well as brawn. What makes the 1985 Mustang SVO so significant today is how it foreshadowed the future of performance cars. At a time when muscle cars were struggling with emissions regulations and rising fuel prices, Ford dared to try something different, proving that forced induction and advanced suspension could create a car that was both efficient and thrilling. In a way, the SVO was the ancestor of modern turbocharged Mustangs and performance cars across the board. Collectors today see the SVO as a rare gem because it wasn't produced in massive numbers, and its cult following only grows as people look back and realize just how ahead of the curve this car really was. When you see an 85 Mustang SVO roll by, know that you're looking at a piece of Ford history that represented innovation, courage, and a willingness to break the mold. It's not just another Mustang. It's the Mustang that dared to be different, the one that laid down a path for the future of turbocharged performance. That's what makes it legendary. That's what makes it priceless in the eyes of enthusiasts. And that's why it deserves a spotlight today. What's up, everyone? Subscribe my channel Car Hub, because we're just getting started, and I've got more legends, more icons, and more hidden gems from the world of classic and future cars coming your way.